Thank you for tuning in to the reading produced by Black Spectrum Network. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell button to get the latest updates on this channel. You can purchase a private psychic reading by going to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com. If you want spiritual guidance to learn how to work with your ancestors or you're interested in deepening your spiritual experiences, subscribe to our Patreon. You can get these and other videos at least 1 week ahead of their YouTube release date. That's patreon.com/Black Spectrum Network. We're going to go ahead and get the reading started on the rapper Megan Thee Stallion. My co-host for the live show that I do, where I do the celebrity readings, introduced me to Megan Thee Stallion. So I'm very familiar with her music, but I'm not as familiar with her as a music artist. So we're just gonna see what we can figure out about her. So we're gonna pull the personality cards. Okay, so the first card that I get is the card for the trickster. This is saying that Megan Thee Stallion is actually pretty playful. I get that she has a lot of female friends, but she's definitely a girl that can hang out with the guys. She has masculine energy. So with the trickster card here, is talking about her being someone that's unpredictable, and I get that she is very funny. She reminds her energy from this trickster card reminds me kind of like of someone that would be like Tiffany Haddish, except I feel that Megan Thee Stallion wants to entertain people with her lyrics. I feel that she feels that she's a storyteller, and I can also see her trying to get into some form of acting. I feel that she does have an interest in it. The trickster card is also speaking about her being someone that's into prankster videos. She's someone that is very whimsical and takes she tries not to take things too seriously, because she does know that she knows I get that she knows that she has a very powerful presence, and she feels that she has to repress it. She doesn't want to intimidate people. So I get that Megan Thee Stallion is someone that tries to be a trickster so that she can be more inviting to people that may assume that she's not friendly. The storyteller card is coming out. So as I was talking about earlier with her music lyrics, for her to be the storyteller, it speaks about her wanting to experience and express life, wanting to experience and express her personal life through her music. And I get that she isn't just doing it for money. She's doing her music because she actually loves this as a form of art. I feel like she's very much inspired by Lauryn Hill, and I feel that Megan Thee Stallion is a poet. She has an energy that is like, I don't get that she's trying to find love, but I do get that there are a lot of men that love her and want to fall in love with her, and I feel that for the trickster card and the storyteller card to come out, and then what I'm getting from her, her energy feels like Helen of Troy, where there are so many men that are fighting for her attention because they're so in love with her. I then get the card for the advocate, which is speaking about her being someone that puts her compassion into action. So you can think of her as someone that she has a lot of creative energy, and she actually acts on that creative energy. Some people, the best way that I can put this is think of the people that are starving artists that can't seem to profit from their graphic design. They can't profit from their paintings. They can't profit from their fashion shows or the clothing that they create. She's someone that knows how to do business, and I get that she has a mathematical mind. I'm also seeing here that she's successful because she's a good person. If she weren't in the music industry, I get that she could have either this is funny, she could have worked at a call center, and I could see her going to a corporate level in that call center, making $200,000-$300,000 at like 40 years old. I get that she's someone that is very serious about the work that she does. She does it in a meticulous way. The card for the lover is actually speaking about her being very materialistic, actually. She loves the idea of being in love, but she's not trying to fall in love. She loves the idea of a guy spending money on her. She likes to be catered to, cared for, and treated like royalty. The lover card is also speaking about her being someone that she feels that she has to be careful with guys because they get obsessive with her, and she doesn't want to get distracted. I hear her saying things like niggas are distractions. At the same time, she does want to live a balanced life, but this storyteller card keeps coming up. So I get that if she deals with a guy, it's just because she wants to advance her story in her life. She wants to make things a little bit more interesting. A lover is just an additional element of happiness in her life. It's not something having a lover, a human being to love her right now is not a priority for her, but she likes to be loved on. She likes to make love, and typically she feels like she's making love when a man is fulfilling her material desires, and when he has that cash flowing in, and he looks good too, but she's not trying to be married. The slave card is speaking about her being a slave to her music. She is a hard worker. She's definitely, I don't get a lazy energy about her. I see her, she's someone that's like, I treat this like she's like, I treat this like, I guess you would say, how would she say it? I can't get her words, but let's put it this way. She works 80 hours a week. If she's not writing, she's not performing, she's not producing, she may sleep, but she doesn't like to play around. She's all about her business. Everything that she does, she feels like it has to be a business move. And I get that she's studied many rappers, male rappers, and how it is that they've curated their image, their social media profiles, their music, their collaborations, and they did so because they wanted people to take them seriously as a music artist. And she's a slave to doing things a certain way. Yes, she's an unpredictable person, but she feels that she has to follow a very traditional business model. And the traditional business model being, she feels like she's like, I got to capitalize on being an internet sensation. And at the same time, I want people to know that I'm a real lyricist. So she has been very obedient to her let's put it this way, her intuition. She's been obedient to her intuition, and she follows her hunches and her impulses when it comes to making her music. So she gets the child orphan card. I get that she's learned how to be an independent hustler. I'm seeing that people believed in her and they said that she had a lot of talent, but at the same time, people weren't when she began her music career. I'm not saying people fired up about her doing this as a music artist. I see them supporting her because she was the popular girl and everybody likes her, and so we want to support you. But did they truly believe in her? They didn't. It's not that they didn't believe in her. It's just that they didn't spend that much time thinking about if she was going to be successful or not. They just blindly supported her. And the child orphan card is speaking about her feeling as though she had to prove to these people that, you know, you need to intentionally support me. Don't just support me because I'm beautiful. Don't just support me because I was cool. Don't just support me because it's like, you know, that's Megan from, you know, I don't know where she's from, but let's say that's Megan from the South Side. Oh yeah, she's from Houston, but I don't know what part of Houston she's from because I'm not from Houston. So anyway, the last card is the card for the addict, and the card for the addict is speaking about her. I do get that she has, you know, some addictive behaviors. Like she needs to be careful of drinking and smoking weed, because while they do help her turn up, it makes her a lot more creative, and she's able to, how do I say this? When she, I get that when she's crossfaded, she writes her best music. Let's put it that way. She has her best flow. But she needs to make sure that she does it in moderation because she gets really sleepy afterwards. So, if she doesn't want to end up canceling shows randomly for whatever reason, or just be like, hey, I'm exhausted and fatigued, just make sure that you're, you know, watching your alcohol and marijuana consumption. Okay, so with that being said, I want to know a little bit more about Megan Thee Stallion. I got my questions here. Okay, so we're going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion's love style. How is Megan as a lover? Let's see. How is Megan as a lover? So we're going to use playing cards. How do you all think Megan is as a lover? Well, honestly, how are you all as lovers? How do you all love? What's your love style? Megan Thee Stallion. How is Megan as a lover? And we are almost. How's Megan as a lover? Megan is about that paper. Megan is about that paper. Megan is like, look, if it ain't about the money, then what are we talking about? She's someone that wants to live a luxurious lifestyle, and I also get that she likes to communicate with people via text message. She's definitely a Snapchatter, and she likes for guys to. She rather her phone say good morning when she checks her notifications than battery full. You know, we've all seen that little meme. Okay. She's funny. I mean, she's very playful, and she's easy. She's easygoing. But I'm also saying at the same time she's always on guard, and she attracts a lot of men that are already in relationships that want to leave their relationships to be with her. I get that I do get that she's been heartbroken before, but not to such a degree that she's bitter. But she's experienced her teenage she's experienced a teenage heartbreak before. But I'm 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 seeing where she's really tried to, let me clarify. I'm seeing where she's tried her best to trust. I don't know. I don't get that she's like a Christian. I don't get that she's a Christian person, but I get that she believes in God, and she feels like God has a soulmate for her. As far as love goes, I feel like she has been in a puppy love, you know, and she's learned from that. She doesn't want to be tricked by a honeymoon phase again. Okay, the Joker card comes up again. Okay, so there is a guy. It's a man that she's interested in. That she has some affection for, but she hasn't expressed it to. And he is a music executive, and he doesn't have his eyes on her. But she's like, he could be my sugar daddy. I'm not sure who this gentleman is though. Um, let's see. Okay, it's still talking about this guy. Okay, so it looks like this guy, this particular executive, she likes him because he's charming. He does have his money together. He's serious about his business, and he would help to elevate her career. And it's that it's like she's like trying to figure out how she could get him to trick off on her without having to give up too much of her time. And she's like, look, I'm just trying to be on the side. Um she doesn't really want to be a mom right now. Maybe it's like a maybe at some point. She'd rather stay single and focus on her finances. If she did have to make any money, I'm sorry, if she did have to have a child, I get that she would want to do it when she's about. I get that she want to do it when she's in her mid 30s. If she does, but if it happens later, she's like, that's what it is. She's she's patient when it comes to love. She's not trying to rush things. She's not into guys that want to rush, uh, especially when it comes to rushing into sex. I get that. She is a freak, but she's like, safe sex, y'all. Um, yeah. Um, there are definitely two sides. Yes, there's definitely two sides to her. Which I get that in real life, she's very very sweet as a lover, and she's also trying. She also has a tendency to be quote unquote the man in the relationship. Um, I see her trying to repress that about herself, but I'm also seeing where she has a lot of female friends and she's extremely feminine. So it's easy for her to put on a dual persona as a music artist. I can say that from her love style. So let's talk about Megan Thee Stallion's sex style. Like, what is it like when she has sex? What is she like in the bedroom? Because I feel like a lot of people want to know that. How is the H Town hottie? Does she make it pop, pop, pop? Okay, Megan Thee Stallion. All right. Okay. Megan Thee Stallion is dominating in the bedroom. And honestly, she feels like she can give her some. She feels like she can give herself a better orgasm than the guys that she slept with. Um, I'm seeing this as Megan. She will definitely choose to masturbate sometimes rather than having a guy pleasure her. I feel strongly that she has the energy of like escort energy, but I'm seeing like, yeah, I do see that, she's creative too in the bedroom. I get that she likes to dominate, she likes to tell the guy what to do. And she likes to ride, she likes to get on top. I get that she's turned off by guys that walk on pins and needles, or men that are too like they think too much during sex. She doesn't mind a guy that talks, but a guy that's reluctant or second guessing himself, she's not for that. Um, she will do the FaceTime thing, so she doesn't mind getting on FaceTime and showing off her body and all of that. When it comes to like, I also get the video. She would be into video if she weren't a public figure. She likes for a guy to. She's like, I like for a guy to want to get it. Like, I like for a guy to start it. for a guy to ask for it, for a guy to just go for it, but when she gets, when they are starting, it's like when it comes to foreplay, she likes for a man to initiate the foreplay. But when it comes to the sexual intercourse or hitting that home run, she's like, I'm gonna get on top and I'm in control. So there's definitely she's more attracted to men that can wine and dine her. And she really likes good food. She likes for the room to be well air conditioned as well. She does not like to sweat like that. She doesn't mind sweat, but she just will not want to sweat because it's hot. As far as anal sex goes, I get that she's like, experiment with it. It's cool, but it's not really her preference. I feel like she's and as far as threesomes go, it has to be with another woman. She's not into the idea of doing it with another man, but it have to be with another girl, a girl of her choosing. And she's into women that are effeminate. I'm seeing that effeminate in their gender presentation. I'm seeing that and my car's never come in reverse, so anyway. But since it was in reverse, I'll just read it reversed. Just do it reversed. Okay, anyway. All right, so I'm saying that Megan Thee Stallion, it's interesting because she likes guys that can get her wet. She likes for a guy to, kiss her, lick her. Her neck is like her hot spot. Okay. She does like to drink when it comes to having sex, but she doesn't like to be drunk. She'd rather do it tipsy. She's definitely like a club experience type of chick where she's like, I like for a guy to play music when we're doing it. She doesn't mind if a guy watches or a girl watches. She doesn't care. Voyeurism is okay. She outside is very sexy to her. In the car. And definitely hot. Like, I mean, she's like, do it to me in the pool, on the pool, not in the pool, but on the pool side. So she has some fantasies, but I'm not exactly sure if some of these things that I'm talking about, she's exactly lived out. Yeah. She she's definitely a lot more of the aggressor. When it comes to dealing with the guys that she's with. She's like, she's like, he don't fuck me, I fuck him. Like, but not like pegging, but she's like, I don't get fucked, I fuck. She's like, I tell him what to do, I make sure I get mine. Um, she's she'll scratch her back when she's really into it. She'll or pinch or whatever. Or like locking legs. She likes a guy that has smooth skin, but a guy that has hair on his body as well. So you can't be like crusty or have anything rough. She's like, don't. Mm-mm. So she likes guys that will keep themselves manicured, and she's into gentlemen. A gentleman that is, I guess you can say he could be nerdy. She would be cool, but he has to. She's like, he has to eat real well. That's what I hear her saying. She's like, he's definitely gotta, you know, be down there and bobbing for apples. Okay, so let's just get into some of the things that I want to know about. So, what are Megan Thee Stallion's intentions, or like what are her musical career aspirations? Okay, these cards are hard to shuffle. Okay, let me just do it this. What are her musical career aspirations? What are her musical career aspirations? What are Megan Thee Stallion's musical career aspirations? Okay, she feels like, okay. What's interesting is she's like, I'm ushering in a new wave. I'm bringing in a new era. She's like, I've got the mic and everybody's gonna listen to me, and I'm about to cut out a whole bunch of bullshit. She's like, we're bringing back like women rapping. She's like, I'm going. She's like, we're bringing back bars. She's like, I'm going to challenge. I get that she's definitely not trying to start shit, but I get that she's trying to definitely trying to challenge the status quo. I feel a very feminist vibe from this particular spread, especially because the High Priestess is coming out. So Megan Thee Stallion has a motive, and let's see what that motive is. She has a motive for 2019. The motive is to come for the throne. She's like, this is my year to prove that I'm the hottest out right now, and she wants to have a queen title. In the sense that she's like, I don't want to just become a legend, but she's like, there has to be. She's like, yeah, Cardi's out. Like, honestly, I'm gonna just spill a little bit of tea. She's like, yeah, Cardi's out, but Nicki Minaj was known as the queen of rap, and she's like, Cardi doesn't have that title, and she's like, there's an opportunity for me to come in and become the queen of rap, and she's like, I'm trying to gun for that. I want people. She's like, I want the internet buzzing about it. I want people to at least be thinking about that. The idea. I see her trying to, kind of like I'm trying to be, the king of psychic readings, right? I mean, there are obviously going to be other readers out there, but I'm not trying to be the king of priests, but like the king of psychic readings in the U.S. Well, shit, the world. I don't give a fuck. But let's say I'm trying to be the king of psychic readings. I'm just trying to come for a throne. Like, it's available, it's open, but I have to prove that I'm worthy, and I want people, I want that to be the buzz. Okay, so we're gonna pull more about Megan Thee Stallion. What are her career aspirations for 2019? Okay, so. She wants to study under a billionaire. She wants to study. I get, like, she wouldn't mind studying under Jay-Z so that she can figure out how to move. She's like, I want to figure out how to move money. I want to figure out how to make really good investments with my money, and I feel very strongly that Megan Thee Stallion is this reading is so good, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm so into this. But I'm so out of character. I apologize. All right, so Megan Thee Stallion is I get that she's trying to apprentice under a businessman because she wants to make sure that she maintains her wealth over time. And she knows that that's the only way that she can make sure that her name is still in the public. I get that she looks at 50 Cent, for example, like people like 50 Cent as role models for how she could become, a legend, like really a legendary rapper. Because the thing is that 50 Cent, he had, Power is a popping ass TV show, right? Who was the executive producer? 50 Cent. So she's like, I can keep my name in the media in that way and perhaps still make music. But she's like, she's also not trying to die out. She's not trying to have the buzz around her die out ever. She's like, there's no 15 minutes of fame here. For the rest of 2019, I do see her trying to secure the bag. I do see her she's just trying to hustle, make as much money as possible. I see where has she been on the Breakfast Club? I don't know. Maybe she has, but I'm seeing that she ends up landing a really good interview with this year with a white one of those white late night talk show hosts or whatever. Not exactly sure if she gets a performance, but I feel like she gets an interview. And I feel like there's a project that she's trying to push out an album, but not release an album. She's trying to push it out creatively. She's thinking about what it would sound like, what it would feel like, what would the lyrics be, and I get that the project is in a gestation process, so it's not ready. It's not ready to be born, but she is communicating with many different potential producers that are interested in working with her. There aren't any businesses. I don't see any businesses interested in making deals with her just yet, though. There will be no relationships. She's not trying to do relationships for this year. I get that the cup is running empty for her. She's like, I'm not sure if I have the time. I'm not sure if I have the patience for it, or even the interest. I get, because she's about to start traveling internationally, and I feel like there may be white men there that are like money making white men that may be interested in her. And I see that she may just be she starts to keep her options a lot more open, because I feel this energy about her that she's like, she's trying to secure the bag with whomever her husband is. Okay, at this time, Megan Thee Stallion, they're saying that Megan Thee Stallion is trying to set herself up for victory. I get that she's. How is she trying to set herself up for victory? I mean, Shawty prays. She does pray, and she's like, prophesy over my life, speak positive things over my life. She may not say it that way, but she's like, girl, you better compliment me. I don't want to pay attention to the hate. I just listen to what's great. Um, the Three of Spears is here, and it's clear. And when it's clarifying that this Eight of Cups is talking about her. I get that she's going to appear on features. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to do features. She's trying to do features with. Let's see. Clarify who she's trying to do features with. Yep, it's a guy. She's trying to do a feature with. And it's not a younger rapper. It's an older guy. This is gonna be an older gentleman. I'm getting like older than her. I feel like this could be Drake. Yeah, I feel like this could be Drake. Anyway, I feel like she may get a Drake feature. Hey, if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't really give a shit. But I feel like this could be Drake or an artist like Drake, but it's somebody that's older than her, and this guy already has credibility. It could be like Kendrick Lamar, or maybe Kendrick Lamar is her age. I don't know, but it could be Kendrick Lamar, or somebody of that nature. But I feel like it's an established male rapper that has albums out. But I feel like, and they're a hit maker. They've been out since, at least, like, they've been out since I was in college. I get that energy, and I started in college in 2009. All right, so the final thing that I'm saying here is that she's I don't think that Megan will do spiritual work, but I get that she's got friends that are into it. And she doesn't do it, but she's got a friend or two that's into it. And she's got a friend that's like, girl, look, Megan will burn that sage, I'll tell you that. But she's got a friend that is making sure that she's protected and that she's good. Okay. All right. So, but what does Megan Thee Stallion think of, like, other women in the music industry? Like, let's figure that out. Like, what does Megan Thee Stallion think of, like, Cardi B? That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's a good question to ask, I think. What does she think of Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and Remy Mother and Kaya? Like, if she thinks about Kaya. I mean, y'all don't think about Kaya. My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. Okay, well, I'm gonna do one more little. What is Megan Thee Stallion? Hit the skull emoji if you're enjoying this reading. Or, no, actually start leaving me comments. Leave me a comment. Tell me that you're enjoying my reading. I need to know these things. My love language is words of affirmation. So if you're a fan of me, give me my words of affirmation. All right, so what does Megan Thee Stallion think of Cardi B? Amateur. And she's like, she doesn't know anything. Amateur. She thinks that Cardi B is an amateur lyricist and amateur writer, and she feels like Cardi B has a lot of potential but not a lot of intelligence. She feels like Cardi B is, like, developmentally behind developmentally slow, like in terms of her creativity. She's like, she has a creativity of a 6-year-old. And she's like, she says it's going to take, she feels like Cardi has to study. She feels like if Cardi B studied how to write music, she would act better. She's like, as a music artist, I'm a representation of my lyrics. And I get that Megan Thee Stallion is like, she's like, I've worked too hard and too long on what I've got going on for me to be acting like this. And she feels that's just the one thing that I feel like Megan Thee Stallion compares herself to Cardi B, and she says, I want to make sure that I have people like me, or that I have good character, or that I'll only handle, I definitely brand myself in a certain way, PR wise, because she doesn't want her bad behavior to overshadow her lyrics. And she feels like, she's like, Cardi's bad behavior overshadows lyrics that she doesn't even write. These are her words, not mine. Okay. Allegedly. Anyway, so I'm seeing here that she feels like Megan so Megan Thee Stallion feels like Cardi B is only successful because of her relationship with Offset and the things that she's provided. And she also feels like Cardi B does magic. She's like, I heard that girl does like spiritual work and stuff. Like she does some, I don't know what she does, but I just heard something about it that, she, that's how I hear her saying it. She feels like Cardi B is emotional. She's like, she feels like there's a little bit of an ungratefulness behind Cardi. She feels like Cardi B's ungrateful. Let's put it that way. She's interested in being friends with her. She's interested in having a genuine friendship with her. And she feels like they can do good work together, because she feels like her feelings are all based out of I guess you could say like not even like but it's all based out of constructive criticism. It's not, she's like, these are, it's no hard feelings, but what does she think of Nicki Minaj? I mean, what do you all think of Nicki Minaj? I said I didn't. I mean, I don't really share my opinion, but Nicki Minaj makes great music that, it takes a couple of years for me to say is great, though, because when it's out at the time, I'm like, this is okay. And then after like 2 years, I hear it again. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. She has a deep respect for Nicki Minaj. She has a really, really deep reverence for Nicki Minaj. And I feel like she's like, I can't talk bad about her because of what she's done. There are things that Megan Thee Stallion is experiencing, as far as intersectional oppressions are concerned, that Nicki Minaj has mastered overcoming. Megan Thee Stallion has a deep respect for Nicki. And when I say it's deep because she's like, you didn't allow a guy to throw you off track. She's like, you were the man. She's like, she respects that about her. She's like, you stayed lucky. You secured the bag. You stayed afloat. You held it down. She wants to work with Nicki Minaj. She sees herself as just as competent of a writer as Nicki, but she's like, I'm a baby and you're this ferocious lion, Nicki, and you could teach me a lot. We could definitely she's like, we could definitely learn from each other. Well, and then she would correct herself. Well, I could learn more from you, girl. She's not trying to kiss Nicki Minaj's ass. I get that she would like to work with Nicki Minaj, but she's weary of it because she's like, Nicki Minaj works with a lot of gentlemen who would try to stir up shit. And she's like, I don't want to potentially tarnish my name. And she also doesn't want to, she's like, I'd rather keep everything neutral than fall out of a legend's good graces. Especially because she's trying to come for the throne, and she's like, she doesn't want to make that harder for herself. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So now I want to know, let's see. What Megan Thee Stallion's dating life. Because I think I did a reading on her dating Moneybagg Yo. So let's see. What can we see for her dating life in 2019? Let's see. What is coming from Megan Thee Stallion's dating life in 2019? Two gentlemen with real big dicks. Okay, I see two guys with really big dicks. Well, one has a really fat one, and one's got it's long and it's skinny. But either way, I feel like there are these two guys that are going to be vying for her attention that could really have her dickmatized. But I see her keeping them both separate, and I still see her staying single. What's interesting is that she feels like Megan Thee Stallion is like, why is this raven knocking at my door? Whatever that Edgar Allan Poe poem is about the raven, she's like, these men are like the raven. They're just a temptation. They're like poltergeists bothering me, haunting me. But she's like, I want them. Is she dating Moneybagg Yo though? Like, where is that going? They have sex. I ain't gonna lie. But it's not really going anywhere because he's not trying to have anything fuck up her flow or his flow either. He's like, I feel like that's gonna stain both of our careers because he's like, I don't think he's like, we don't work as a public couple, and that could hurt both of our careers because it would draw negative publicity if they did more than like sleep with each other. I can't remember what I said in that video where I was talking about Megan Thee Stallion, but anyway, yeah. So they're not trying to take it anywhere. No, they're not trying to take it seriously. If anything, they're like, look, we can get this money and we can travel across the world with each other, and then we can do stuff on the low. But we ain't trying to, let's not take it seriously because we could distract each other, and we don't need no bad blood. So I'm seeing that. Yeah, I'm seeing that both of them are at a standstill. They're like, look, we ain't doing this. We may sleep around with each other or whatever, but they have a really solid, a really good understanding of what's going on between them. Okay. All right, so let's just end this reading here because I could sit here and read on this lady all day. So I want to say thank you for tuning in to the reading produced by Black Spectrum Network. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell button to get the latest updates on this channel. You can purchase a private psychic reading by going to blackspectrumnetwork.com if you want spiritual guidance to learn how to work with your ancestors, or if you're interested in deepening your spiritual experiences, subscribe to our Patreon. You can get these and other videos at least 1 week ahead of their YouTube release date. That's patreon.com/Black Spectrum Network. Before I go, I'll leave you with these words of wisdom from the rapper Dreezy. Gave mercy to these hoes. What would Jesus do? I'm your reader, Nexo, and remember, the truth is always collaborative.
So fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your liar too. Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the skyline.